Information sharing is key to our nation's security. But in order to provide robust protection for classified information, defense and intelligence organizations must still run separate networks to manage data at different security classification levels.
So the reason why the government has all these separate networks is because they want to keep the information secure and compartmented. And the only way to do that is to run multiple logical networks. You can't trust digital rights management in Windows. It's not robust enough in a national kind of secrets environment. And so they have these separate networks, and the more that they do coalition type operations, the more they work together, the more networks they end up having. And so we're in Afghanistan right now. There's ISAF secret, mission secret, there's NATO secret, and the more missions they have, the more networks they end up with.
The problems associated with this approach are many. A user may have 5 or more PCs on their desk, all connected to different networks, to make sure the data stays partitioned according to access rights and classification policies. This can mean 5 instances of Microsoft Outlook, each with its own inbox and calendar. It can also result in many separate intelligence databases that have to be searched separately, increasing the chance of fatal oversights.
So as the number of networks has grown, the pain has grown. The more networks we have, the more difficult it is to have information in these different stovepipes. So you look at, NCTC today as the National Counterterrorism Center, having lots of different databases of terror suspects and not having one way to search all of them in one go is a real problem. When people are boarding a plane, it's a real-time kind of environment. You just want to be able to do it in one shot. And up till now, they've not had that. And that's kind of that's one of the problems that we're helping to solve.
To date, attempts to bridge these gaps through a strategy known as multi-level security, or MLS, have failed. MLS systems allow users with different clearances to view and edit content at different security levels in a single system, while enforcing mandatory access controls.
The problem that the defense intelligence community has is there's so many networks today, there's so many different systems, and they don't talk to each other very well. So you end up with information in these stovepipes, and there's no way for the user to navigate it easily. And so you can have 5 inboxes, 5 calendars, 5 common operating pictures, 5 chat clients. And what they really want is just to have one of those. They want one inbox, one calendar, one chat client.
Security engineers at BlueSpace have taken a fresh look at the multi-level security challenge and have designed a new approach that leverages virtualization and what the company calls lightweight MLS applications. The technology developed by BlueSpace enables a single user interface to a wide range of applications across different networks at different security classification levels. To do this, BlueSpace creates a high-assurance mashup that orchestrates a unified user experience across multiple virtualized Windows instances.
Historically, multi-level secure systems have been very heavily customized. They've used very big custom applications with lots of custom code, and they've been difficult to get accredited. They've had, they get left behind. Most of them are legacy, so it's a difficult problem. And what we're doing is we're kind of piggybacking on the convergence of multi-level security with virtualization. So we're piggybacking on that, and instead of doing these big, heavy, trusted apps, we're doing mashup applications that span different virtual machines. And that's much more easy to do in a light, kind of agile kind of way than the way this has been attempted in the past. So from a technology perspective, there's several things that have made this an easier problem for us to now solve. One has been this virtualization. And virtualization's gone mainstream. This isn't some custom government thing. This is VMware, Citrix, big companies that are doing stuff in the commercial world as well. And so the ability to run multiple computers, multiple logical instances of computers on a single device is a relatively recent thing to be able to do that well. The processors are so fast now, RAM is so cheap, and then you've got the actual technology in the likes of VMware and Citrix and others. And so we kind of stand on top of that and provide multi-level security on that as a platform.
BlueSpace currently counts the U.S. Air Force, U.S. Army, and several of the major U.S. intelligence agencies among its customers.
The classic use case for command and control for us came from the AWACS program at NATO. And right now they have up to 14 screens on each plane, one for each of the different networks, right? So they have 14 copies of the same map. So when an aircraft comes up on radar, they can have to look at up to 14 screens to figure out whether to shoot it down. And that's kind of tricky if you're having a real air war, you know. So what they really wanted is one screen, one map with all the units on that one map, right? And that's what we've been working on and delivered for them, and you know, we're in the process of development with them on that. But you know, to have all of them on one map, you can immediately take decisions. So it's not about infrastructure cost savings or things like that. It's about shooting down the right bad guys. It doesn't matter if you fly at Mark 5 or Mark 3 if you can't decide who's on which side. So, you know, that's one obvious example. But it's true across the whole space. Out in Afghanistan, there are multiple networks. Trying to create that unified view of what's going on in a battle theatre is hard. If you get it wrong, there are friendly fire incidents we've been told about where people engaged each other just not realizing they were on the same side. So ultimately, we think it will save lives.
Multi-level secure applications from BlueSpace will change the way people think about networks, leveraging desktop virtualization and Web 2.0 technologies to enable new mission transformational capabilities for information sharing and network-centric operations, while also improving cybersecurity.
To be honest, we have cracked this problem. It's a better solution than any of the others that have come before, and you know, people, pretty much everybody we speak to says that. It ticks all of the right boxes that people needed for the right solution to this problem. The problem's been here for a long time, but because of these new technologies in virtualization and others, we could take a different approach to what's been done in the past.